Another state agency is acknowledging a lapse in its handling of an issue relating to the improper removal of sand and unearthing of human remains at Dillingham Airfield. This time it's the Department of Land and Natural Resources, which apparently lost paperwork registering the site as a burial ground. Leslie Wilcox reports.
There's a small stand of coconut trees, Mauka of the runway at Dillingham Airfield. It's about the only landmark still here from the time Thomas Shirai's Hawaiian ancestors owned the land.
The big Kupuna had a house in the back, and there was a hill, and he had all these graves around, you know. That's the way it was.
Human bone fragments, including part of a leg, turned up after sand was dug up at the site of the old family burial ground.
This is the home. And where that bone was just maybe a few feet away.
He's taken pains to amass records, going back to documents handwritten in Hawaiian and continuing into present day, informing officials about cultural sites at Dillingham. Back in 1997, Shirai and his family filed notice with state authorities that this was an ancestral settlement and an unmarked burial ground. The family closely described the location of the burials and provided names and death certificates for family members laid to rest in the area, known then as Kawaihapai. Shirai says he updated the burial site registration form in the year 2000.
We just don't have record of that.
A newly hired state historic preservation archaeologist says the key paperwork wasn't kept on file.
We're working to the means right now to try and correct some of the things that have happened in the past, and to, you know, we are accountable for what happens. And in this case, we are more than willing to work with Thomas Shirai and to ensure that this type of thing doesn't happen again in that area.
Shirai says he also informed the airports division of his family burial ground.
They are very aware. It says over here, Mr. Shirai, you will not be denied access to your cultural site.
Shirai feels additional hurt because he's a transportation department employee, and it pains him to wonder if more iwi or bones will turn up in sand that left the airfield. An unsuspecting Mokuleia homeowner who bought 6 truckloads of the sand found part of a human jawbone. Homeowner Steve Tilford.
So there may be more for all I know.
Whether the remains are those of Shirai's ancestors will never be scientifically established. Determining age and ethnicity would require invasive DNA and other testing. That goes against state law based on Hawaiian beliefs holding bones to be sacred. Still, Shirai trusts the feeling in his gut that his family has been shattered and scattered.
I don't believe, Leslie. I know it was.
Leslie Wilcox, KHON2 News.
The State Transportation Department is still trying to determine who at the airfield allowed all that sand to be hauled away and why.